Breaks your heart, D. Lemon. Breaks your heart.
Listen, I know. I feel you. I know
Those
how
poor parents.
The kind of relationship we have, whenever I've become emotional on TV, you tease me about it, right? And I know that you are not one for emotion, to show your emotions in that way. This really hits you. You got 3 kids, all of whom I know, and a family, and this hit home for you.
Listen, you know, I don't go to as many as I used to go to. I've been going to these for decades. And the sameness, Don, the sameness. I was talking to Mukasey. I said, can you imagine if for 15 of the first 19 weeks of school, some monster stole a kid and did disgusting things to them and left them out in the body for all to see? We would go crazy. The phalanx of protection that would be around the schools, the money, the incentives, the politicians, the laws, it would be all over. This, we don't even think about whether there's a problem. Well, no law would have fixed it, Don. What law could you have done that would have made this not happen today? Boy, that Riley's a great kid. Well, I hope my son would do what Kendrick did. Really? That's where we are. Gee, I hope my son, Mario, has the balls to run at somebody who's going to kill him to save the rest of his class. And now they got to live with it. Natalie and Thomas, probably younger than both of us. Now they got to live with it.
Do you think about this when you send your kids off to school?
No, because I spend a lot of time suppressing things that I worry about and think about. I try not to think about it. I know what could happen. You pray, you do all the things that you're supposed to do, except what you should do most. Sometimes I think about this. I was like, what I should do is only this. You should fight for this. But you know what? I know that nothing's going to happen. And that's why I get so pissed off at people with the thoughts and prayers. I get attacked by other Christians.
Yeah.
Oh, what's wrong with praying, Chris? I'm not saying that anything's wrong with prayer. I'm saying that that's all that you do. That's the problem with it. And they know it. And they're going to play to advantage. He doesn't believe in the power of prayer. Please.
I've been there with the thoughts and prayers thing. I've done so many takes, thoughts and prayers, and people are saying, oh my gosh, you're against religion and you're not a Christian and you're going against God. No, that's not it. I got to say, we regulate a lot of things. A lot of things we regulate because we come to the agreement that they're not good and they're not safe, not only for us, but for the people around us. And I think we need to do that when it comes to this, and think about how we, as you and I talked about the other night, take the stigma off of issues that deal with mental, psychological, and those kind of things.
And you got to look around the corners of this problem also. One of the things, well, listen, we got to be careful about the rights of the mentally ill. True. People who are mentally ill are more likely to be victims of violence than they are to be perpetrators. That's the truth.
Right.
And, there was a time in New York City where you had 1 in every 100 people in New York were in an asylum. We're in some kind of institution. So you've got to be careful. However, the idea that we can't do more to identify, to empower people who have loved ones and family who they know are in a bad place and spiraling, we can't do better?
Yeah.
Come on. Look, we all know, all of us who are in this business, we know, but I got to just tell you, these families at a certain point, I just don't know what to say to them anymore.
You don't know what to say to them, except for if you need me, call me, and sometimes they do. More often than not, they don't, and they grieve alone and with the help of their own families. But listen, keep fighting. I got your back. I've been fighting. You've been fighting. Let's continue to bring this some attention and give it a platform, and I commend you for the interview and for your emotion and for being so passionate about this, my friend.
Someday we'll do better, Don. That's why you keep doing the job. Journalism is an expression of hope in the future.
Yeah.